Welcome to MOTORVAULT. I am Josh, and this is a 2019 McLaren 720S. McLaren's heritage goes all the way back to the 1960s with New Zealander Bruce McLaren, racing god who started the McLaren racing team, ran cars in Can-Am and Formula One, and made a legendary history all throughout racing through the 60s, 70s, 80s, and up through the 90s when McLaren created their first street car, the McLaren F1. With a BMW power plant, super sleek design, the McLaren F1 street car was a pinnacle flagship supercar in the 1990s and transcended the game for supercars, being produced through the mid-90s. Up until 2010, McLaren had not built another car until the MP4 12C. The MP4 12C was the rebirth of the new McLaren that was focused on building street cars whilst under the same banner as the racing team. McLaren finally got its start with building quote-unquote mass production supercars and sports cars, as they had not done so prior. The MP4 12C was a very good sports car to start out. Great supercar, was going up against the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris, but definitely had a handful of teething issues. After that, they produced the 650S, an extremely strong supercar that really raised the bar for McLaren and got them a lot more on the mainstream when it came to supercars, as in the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, and the Porsches. Enter 2017, and McLaren comes out with this, the 720S. Their biggest, baddest, main production car yet. They did do the P1, which they used some styling in this car. This car really changed the game for McLaren, as it has 720 PS, which is metric horsepower, giving it the 720 name. Nearly 580 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 times, mind-bending quick, and these looks. One of the single best-looking supercars of all time. The 650 and the MP4 12C were stunning cars. But for McLaren, they had not built this attractive of a car to this point. They have been building these cars since 2017, and this is a 2019 version of that car. Only showing 5,700 miles, this 720 is under a certified pre-owned warranty until 11/19 of 23, something not common for McLarens. This 720S was featured with over $60,000 in factory options, totaling out at $357 grand with the factory MSRP. Finished in Saros gray with the black interior and the orange accents, this McLaren looks absolutely fantastic, especially in the sunlight, as this is not your standard gray, having almost a little bit of a blue hue to it. The 4-liter twin-turbo V8 powering this McLaren is an updated version of what was in the 650, and paired with the 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, it takes this car to 0 to 60 miles an hour in right around 2.7 seconds. When comparing the 720S to its predecessor, the 650S, 91% of this car is completely different from the 650S, showing how much technological wizardry McLaren does with their cars and what makes them so unique and so cool, bringing that F1 heritage into their street cars. One feature of the McLaren 720S that they did as a throwback to the McLaren F1 is these butterfly doors. That is a hard to beat look with any supercar. One of the single coolest features on this car is that center dash, because you could see it as this, or press this button and it folds down and it is very slim. Really cool option on this car. showing its space-age racing technology. Unlike most manufacturers, McLaren really does breed a lot of their F1 and sports car technology into their street cars. For instance, the carbon fiber monocoque on this, those were developed in open wheel race cars, and they are able to really bring this into this car. As you can see, the carbon fiber all the way throughout this car, helping it be lighter, safer, and stronger. Again, this is Josh from MotorVault. Thanks for checking out our McLaren 720S.